Early on in Lesson 2, we've noted whatever is on layer 0 is the main determinant of what the final Kruhotvár will look like. At this point, we can get a little more formal with our terminology. We will declare that the object or set of objects on layer 0 defines the theme of a Kruhotvár. That lets us restate the idea from Lesson 2 more formally as the theme is the prime determinant of any Kruhotvár. From now on, we shall refer to that statement as the fundamental theorem of the Kruhotvary, or simply as the fundamental theorem, since it is clear we're talking about Kruhotvary here. So in case you may have missed it, because it is important, here is the fundamental theorem again. The theme is the prime determinant of any Kruhotvár. Naturally, all other layers affect the final look of the Kruhotvár, but their effect is fairly predictable. We, however, can't predict anything about a Kruhotvár until we know it's layer 0. If we know what is on layer 0, we have a good idea of what the Kruhotvár will look like, even if the details can vary based on the optional parameters. At any rate, those details do not determine the Kruhotvár, they implement it. Here are just a few examples of how a different theme results in a completely different Kruhotvár. The theme, the 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 Kruhotvár. All quite different. What if they weren't different? What if the object or the set of objects on layer 0 was the same, but maybe of a different color? Or at a different location on the imaginary circle of layer 0? And what if the only difference in the location would be a rotation of the object or the set of objects about the center of the imaginary circle? In other words, just a different angle. Rather than giving you the answers right now, I'd like you to think about it first. Would any of that change the theme? Would it result in a different Kruhotvár? Try to answer these questions. Then, and only then, take a look at Lesson 6. That's it for this lesson. Hasta la pasta.